We could work on these buildings a lot, for example, adding people, interior elements, furnitures, lighting or so, but first you have to set a clean selection. You could do manually using polygonal lasso, pen tool, or any other options such as magic wand, as I introduced in previous videos. But as I mentioned before, I provided render elements such as wire color, render IDs or so. Allow me to bring these two files into my Photoshop. Okay. The wire color, it is great. Also render ID could works too. But I think this is better. I set manually objects color in 3ds Max and added render elements on V-Ray. If you're familiar, simply I could use these colors for selection. For example, as you see, my windows have the same color, also some elements of building. I could drag it directly in this project. Allow me to first enable most top layer to bring it top. Yes, you see I didn't hold on the shift key, so it is not in correct position. You could reposition, or as I recommend you, always drag before releasing, hold on the shift key and now release. Yes, now it is in correct position. I could select all these windows, select color range, click once, you could see preview. Okay, I think they are great. And hide this layer. Allow me to rename it wire color. Okay, now we have perfect selection here. I could deselect some parts for now. Press L to select polygonal lasso, hold on the Alt or Option key and deselect any regions you don't like. Okay, now you could work on that easily. I create a new layer and just as an example, make a bit red orangish color, maybe something like that, and press Alt or Option Delete or Backspace to fill. That's my quick selection for window. Anytime if I hold on the Control or Command key and click, simply I will access to this selection. Or as I mentioned before, you could select it, go to Select menu and save your selection, but usually I am doing something like that. And interesting things about selection, when you're saving your selection, actually you're making a channel. You see, building left, I saved that selection, you remember it? So selections actually they are a channel based on light intensity, as you know. Okay, even now I could blend this layer, something like overlay, soft light, a linear dodge, for add, screen color dodge or so, and you see immediately you could change the light of this building. It is get much more different. But for now allow me to have this layer as a backup, duplicate it, hide this below layer. Okay, now I could try something like vivid light, soft light, overlay, color dodge, linear dodge or so. For example, color dodge here is working nice. You could change the Windows tint. Anytime you need to rechange the color, press Ctrl or Command U and simply shift the hue and change the color. You see, it is very simple and useful technique. For example, green, I could desaturate it. I could set the lightness. And it is very useful and nice. Check here before this layer and after this layer, but I rather to actually change it to the yellowish color. Color dodge, Control or Command U, and maybe a bit variations. Yeah, something like yellow could help, but much less saturation because I don't want to make too much bright. Just add some simulation of sky reflection light to that. Now I duplicate this layer again, enable it. You see, our internal lines are visible here. For example, if you like to make some simulation of lighting of the ceiling, I could select any section I like quickly. Don't worry about the rest of that because we don't have any extra information. Maybe something like that, or directly close it. Hold on the shift key. And for rest of this, I cannot recognize honestly, but just trying to guess. Okay. For example, something like that. I bring back this layer, select inverse or shift control or shift command I, delete the rest of that. Okay. Now set on your desired blending mode, color dodge, overlay soft light, or linear dodge, or even screen. But I think color dodge works fine here. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. I want to make it more blurry. Okay. And decrease opacity. Maybe lighter, Control or Command M. And decrease opacity again. Okay, you could do that similar for any levels. You see the ceiling here with elements. I think something like linear dodge is working here better. You could add some interior lights and elements. For example, I create a new layer, elliptical marquee tool, and something like that. I'm filling with white color. Now hold on the Alt or Option key and press up arrow, up, 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 up. And you see I'm kinda making a cylindrical shape. Now merge them together, Control or Command E, except the first one. Okay, this is the first one. Nope, this is the rest of that, and we have only one. Note that here, now while I selected these layers, press Ctrl or Command U or L, doesn't matter, and make it a bit darker. Okay, and change the order, bring it up. You see, we made some kind of depth 3D shape. And of course you could readjust it. For example, I could bring a burn tool, mid-tone is fine, less exposure maybe, and start make some depth. And if you hold on the Alt or Option key instead of selecting dodge, temporarily switch on dodge, so make it wider. You see? Okay, merge these layers together, Control or Command M. Make it a bit more darker, not too much. Control or Command T. I make it a bit thinner. And maybe a bit angle to match with our perspective. And make it smaller. I think the angle is not matching too well. Just allow me to check. It was nice to, before doing that transformations, right click and convert it to smart object, then transform it. It's gonna keep to not destruct the original file. Hold on the Control or Command key. Deform it, control a bit wider here. Here. And make it smaller. Maybe less height. And okay. I think we need Alt click to check your layer. I think we need more depth here. Control click. And here. Okay. Control and click. Okay, that's fine. Maybe more depth, the angle is not matching too much. Okay. You could even use warp and lines, something like that, and bring them down a bit to make less height. Okay, I think that's better. Now you could clone them, make light, even while I select it. However, still we're not working on lighting, but create a layer, simple brush, maybe just a bit tint, not too intense, and click, increase the flow, click, okay, Control or Command T, hold on the Alt or Option key to make it something like that. Change the blending mode, something like linear dodge could work, even vivid light could work. Just try to find something good. Hard light or overlays working fine here. Control or Command M. Make it even brighter. And maybe fixing the angle and larger. Okay. And because we have light in bottom side, of course we have shadow in top a bit, so I duplicate this layer, select below layer, Control or Command T, and make it a bit something like that. Control U, remove lightness. You could even, instead of decrease opacity, make it just a bit gray. And filter, blur, Gaussian blur. It is too small, so we need much less. And it is too close to the light, so radius should be less. Okay. Doesn't matter here for that one, but the correct blending is multiply. And maybe 40% is enough. Select all these layers together and link. Okay, I don't know why the transparency changed. Doesn't matter. 40. Okay. Alright, you see, it's nothing so noticeable, but it is nice to add. Maybe Control T, a bit distortion, this angle and this angle. No, it's not working fine. It is too large. Control T. Allow me to unlink them all, because of link doesn't work fine. Hold on the Control or Command key and okay. Now I relink them all together. Alright. And you could clone it any place you like. Hold on the Alt or Option key and clone. Maybe not too close together. So Control pick and move it here. Alt or Option key here. Alt or Option here. 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 Okay. And maybe one here. Just note that because they are getting deeper and deeper and getting far from camera, so they should get smaller. So I do that. Link, Control T. Not too much, a bit. Okay. That one is fine. And maybe this one. They're unlinked because of cloning, but it is fine. Okay. And also note that because this side is getting more deeper and reflection is stronger, so we have to make less visible. I select all these lights. Okay, Control or Command G to make a group. Allow me to check if they are correct. Yep. Ceiling light. I create a mask. Black color to white color. Gradient. And default foreground to background. Less opacity, I don't want to start from 100, maybe from 30, and drag from here to here. You see they are getting less visible because of this gradient. Alright, and without mask, with mask. Actually the lights could explode, but it is fine. I think this layer should be less saturated and more light. Okay, I could select these lights, hold on the Alt Option key and clone it. And you have to readjust them all one by one. Alright, allow me to readjust all these lights. Control click. These 3 layers here. Control click. These 3 layers, better to link now. Okay, control click. Link and reposition. Maybe change positions to have more variation. Control click. I don't want these 3, so delete it. Control click. Relink and set the position here. Also, I don't want these 3. Just the last one here. Set there. Okay.